I'm so pleased to welcome you to our annual Scholarship Recognition Luncheon. This is a highlight for the Montgomery College family and all of you. We're just so glad that you are here. We're grateful that you took time out of your schedule to make this a priority. You may attend some other events during the year that perhaps have maybe more performances, more glitz, more special effects, but today we're going to be focused on the special affects, the positive and inspirational feelings that are associated with the important work that we do. It's undeniable that the world can be harsh. We see it every day, yet I want to state emphatically that the opposite is also true. And today, we are going to celebrate the beautiful place that the world can be. We want to put a bright spotlight on that goodness. We will symbolically and even literally close the doors to the outside world and live in this room in this moment. We're going to celebrate our students who are working hard, who have goals and aspirations to improve their lives and the lives of others, and who are already doing so. We will celebrate the individuals in this room who uplift our students and remove barriers so that they can reach their goals, and those of you who inspire us every day through acts of generosity and kindness. I hope that as you are already doing and introducing yourselves to those at your table, that you will ask each other questions. I hope everyone will share a bit of your story of why you are here today. This luncheon truly is a celebration of the transformational opportunities philanthropy provides to our students, some of whom would not be able to pursue their education without the generous support of individuals and organizations represented in this room. Understanding that the primary reason that you are here today is to hear student voices, this year's MCs will once again be our two Student Foundation Board Directors, Joshua Hayes and Esmeralda Quenum. As student directors, they provide an incredibly valuable service to the work of the board. They share their perspectives as students, and they help guide the work that we do. Before introducing them, I want to recognize and thank the entire Montgomery College Foundation Board of Directors. They serve as our host for today. This dedicated board includes community members who believe wholeheartedly in the mission of the college and who work diligently to ensure MC students are able to fulfill their potential. They ask important questions and they truly listen. This is the most mission-focused board I could ever hope to work with anywhere. Here are some numbers that reflect the overall impact the Montgomery College Foundation Board has had and continues to have. Just so far this year, the Foundation Board has donated over $400,000, and the total amount the members of this current board have donated over the course of their engagement is $5.4 million. That's just the members of the current board. And if you consider the impact of the board since it was established in 1982, they're responsible for the creation of 80 scholarships and $22.8 million. In addition to scholarships that cover tuition and fees, they support our students with the critical funding for emergency assistance when our students need it the most. Many colleges and universities fall short when it comes to supporting students through unforeseen emergencies. Under the guidance of this board of directors, the foundation has stepped in with the Emergency Assistance Program. This initiative is a comprehensive support system that covers essential needs, including nutritional support, sometimes help with housing and transportation, health science exam fees, and other crucial academic tools. We were even able this year to help a student struggling with hearing loss. The faculty member noticed this, recognized it, came to the foundation, and we were able to purchase him a hearing aid. The goal of this program is to ensure that no student has to leave the college because of temporary, unforeseen setbacks. Our board and our donors recognize that this emergency assistance program is a bridge to completion, helping students cross from adversity to achievement. We're incredibly grateful for our board's financial support and equally grateful for their expertise and guidance that they so generously provide. Directors, would you please stand and be recognized? Finally, I want to say this about my job. Sometimes people say to me, "I don't think I'd like your job. I'd hate asking people for money." And I share that this truly isn't how I define what I do for a living. I have the privilege of talking with individuals about very personal values they have and the positive impact that they want to make in the world. I get to hear about the ways they were uplifted in their life and the way they want to pay that forward. I get to talk with people about their family and the legacy that they want to leave behind. In these important conversations, I share how those goals might be realized through partnering with the mission of Montgomery College. I share stories like the ones that you will hear today, and I share my knowledge of how gifts can be structured. So yes, the topic of money does come up, yet it is always in the context of impact, legacy, and making the world a better place. I hope you enjoy the program today and see the powerful difference that you are making. Now it is my pleasure to introduce today's MCs, Joshua and Esmeralda. Please come on up. I know they will, once you hear from them, that you will understand why they were selected as this year's student directors.
Thank you, Ms. Joyce, for those kind words. I appreciate it. I have no problem asking you for money. As Ms. Matthews said, my name is Joshua Albert Hayes, and I am actually a computer science major at the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. In addition to actually serving with Ms. Esmeralda on the actual foundation board, I am also president of the SGA on the Germantown campus, which is Student Government Association. I'm also the Paul Peck Humanities Institute honors intern at the Library of Congress this semester, so that's happening right now. Thank you. And I'm also a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. Thank you. And a very proud member of the Presidential Scholars Program, and you guys will be hearing about that a little bit later on. Yeah, thank you so much. It's great that you all clap at those accomplishments because I wanted you to understand the impact that you actually had on my life. Not more than 5 years ago, just up Marinelli, there used to be an actual homeless shelter. I was actually in that homeless shelter. It was Dorothy Day. It was actually Catholic Charities at the time. I think Interfaith Works actually owns that property now. But just 5 years ago, I was homeless. So for me to actually be speaking to you on Marinelli 5 years later as an advocate for Montgomery College is just a testament to what your dollars are actually doing for this particular county. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you a great deal. So my transition went through the rungs of actual WorkSource Montgomery. I worked my way through that to like boot camp environment for computer science or technology in general. And that led me actually to Germantown campus, which is actually a hub for technology in this area. So thank you very much for what it is that you do. But please, if you can do more, do more. Definitely it is in your best interest because to me, Montgomery College is a hub and a family and has provided me the infrastructure to actually be amongst you good folks here today. Just know that your money and your efforts are not, if you're offering your time as far as mentorship, it is not in vain, and we appreciate it a great deal. And yes, it's a time I like to sort of turn it over to Ms. Esmeralda so she can share your story with you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Esmeralda Quenum, a third-generation college student. I grew up in Benin, a French-speaking country in West Africa. I arrived in the United States in November 2021 to pursue higher education. As you can imagine, acclimating to a new country presents various challenges, including cultural adjustments and unfamiliarity with the educational system. I chose Montgomery College so that I will be part of the close-knit community where personalized attention and support are available. Here I am today surrounded by peers and faculty members who understand the importance of providing a welcoming community. Now, as I navigate through my sophomore year at MC, majoring in biological science, I reflect on the invaluable experience that have shaped my path. During these past 2 years, I thrived academically and personally, building meaningful connection and laid the groundwork for a successful academic journey toward my goal of becoming a physician. Serving as the president of the Pre-Med Society, I've endeavored to foster a supportive environment for aspiring medical students through resource sharing and workshops on medical school preparation and healthcare training. Additionally, as one of the vice presidents of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, I've had the privilege of contributing to a community dedicated to academic excellence and service. I am also a proud member of NOVO, a selective community of women in STEM, committed to empowering college women to overcome barriers of gender, race, and socioeconomic status. My plan is to graduate in May 2024 and transfer to the Johns Hopkins University, where I will major in molecular and cellular biology. Subsequently, I aspire to pursue medical school. My interest in research has led me to work on biomarkers overexpressed by Hodgkin lymphoma. This summer, I am excited to delve deeper into research on neuroendocrine tumors at the National Institute of Health. Before I conclude, I must express my heartfelt appreciation to the donors who have positively impacted my educational journey and the journeys of countless other students. Your contribution not only provides financial assistance, but also sends a powerful message of belief and encouragement. Scholarships are not just about financial assistance. They are about creating opportunities and opening doors that might have otherwise remained closed. They remind us that our hard work, dedication, and potential are recognized and valued. I stand here today not only representing myself, but representing a collective of students who have been touched by the generosity of donors. We as students understand the responsibility that comes with this support, and it motivates us to strive for excellence, give back, and inspire positive change in our respective field. Thank you for your time, your generosity, and your unwavering belief in the power of education to change lives. Thank you. There's one other person I would like to acknowledge for the support she has given me my whole life, and I'm so happy to have her with me today, my mother. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, the chair of the Montgomery College Foundation Board of Directors, Ms. Mary Pat Alcus. Mary Pat has an incredibly impressive background in business, which she used to guide her work on the board. For her commitment to the students of Montgomery College, as well as her support of Horizon, Greater Washington, an enrichment program that advances educational joy in learning for students in the distribution, Mary Pat was recently honored as the 2023 Philanthropist of the Year by the Community Foundation of Montgomery County. Those of us who have the privilege to work alongside her on the board were not surprised by this well-deserved recognition. She inspired each of us with her work ethic, focus, and her willingness to step in and step up whenever needed. In short, we simply couldn't ask for a better leader. Ladies and gentlemen, with Mary Pat.
Thank you, Esmeralda, and good afternoon. As chair of the board of directors, it's my honor to work alongside my fellow directors to support the college's mission. Joyce shared with you the impact that the board has had over the years on the students we serve. If you walk across our campuses, you'll see the Becker Family Quad, the Pamela Hard RN Nursing Lab, and coming this summer, the McGuire Family Food Pantry. A few months ago, there was a dedication of the Pamela Hard RN Nursing Lab at our Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus. Pam Hard, who by all accounts had a true calling as a nurse, is the late wife of Foundation Director Bill Hard. Following a lunch with some of Pam's scholarship recipients, Bill asked what more was needed. What followed is the creation of the lab, which provides the simulation training our hardworking nursing students need before they start caring for patients of their own. For those who couldn't be there for the dedication, I thought you might like to see for yourselves an amazing example of the power of philanthropy.
With these lab spaces, specifically the Pamela R. Hard Nursing Skills Lab, our faculty and staff are positioned to facilitate the teaching and learning processes essential in building our students' care and clinical skills in a safe and controlled environment before they go out to clinical to deal with real patients.
What you've been able to do through scholarships and now through this lab, makes the world a better place. It gives students and our residents opportunities that they would not have had.
Each time one of our nursing students walks through the lab door, he or she will see Pam's photo and be reminded of her legacy. These future nurses will also be reminded of Pam's family, who loved her so much that they established this lab in her memory.
Really, three sources of inspiration: my wife, and of course my family, with including Pam in that. The college itself, which is just a remarkable community asset, and then finally the students themselves.
As you know, this is not the first time Bill honored Pam and her chosen career. He surprised Pam on her birthday in 2016 by endowing the Pamela R. Hard General Nursing Scholarship, and understanding how much nursing meant to Pam, he knew that she would appreciate a gift that allowed others to follow in her footsteps.
When I heard that I was selected as a Pamela Hard Nursing Scholarship recipient, it was the answer to my prayers. Her scholarship allows me to remain focused for my dream.
Pam always said she received as much for her patients as they received from her. We wish the same reward for you. Thank you.
As you can imagine, with a college of this size, students come to MC with a range of interests and academic goals. More often than not, there's a scholarship that can support their goals. But I recently learned there's one group of students who do not have a specific scholarship available to them. When Joyce and I sat down to discuss the Foundation's capital campaign, I asked her a question. What is the area at the college with the greatest need that isn't being met? After some research, the answer came back to both of us with surprise: athletic scholarships. It's well known to everyone in this room that many of our students work while attending MC. In fact, this is the norm rather than the exception. For our student athletes, however, working while attending classes and training for and competing in their chosen sport simply may not be an option. Supporting athletic scholarships was not on my husband Darren's and my radar, but after learning more about the need and the positive impact our support could have, our interest grew. Darren and I are both athletes, so are our children. So we know from personal experience how enriching sports are for the athletes themselves and the institutions that they represent. In short, the compelling proposal we reviewed to support student athletes, well, let's just say it spoke to us. In fact, it spoke quite loudly. It may surprise many to learn of the precarious financial situations that plague many student athletes. Without a scholarship that includes a stipend, our student athletes are often one financial crisis away from dropping out of college, even though they have the drive, discipline, and focus to go the distance and complete their degree. For nearly 80 years, Montgomery College has enjoyed a historic history of athletic success, winning 70 conference championships, 50 regional championships, 5 national championships, and fielding nearly 400 NJCAA All-American athletes. To date, Raptors have made 107 national appearances. Currently, we have 150 student athletes proudly wearing the Raptor uniform, representing 9 sports, both female and male. I'm very pleased to share with you that Darren and I have established the college's first endowed athletic scholarship. We know our scholarship will have a major impact on our scholarship recipients, but our greater hope is that by establishing this endowment, others who share our love of sports and our appreciation for the positive impact that it has will consider joining us. Like other scholarship donors in this room, we recognize the importance of ensuring students have the support they need to pursue their dreams and fulfill their potential. To the students in this room, please look around and know that your community believes in you and wants you to have every opportunity, not just to attend Montgomery College, but to thrive while you are here. To the donors here today, please know how grateful we are for the investments you've made in these hardworking and ambitious students, and thus the future. As board chair, I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to encourage you to continue to support the foundation by making a gift while you're here today. On the screens and in your program, you'll see a QR code. I hope you'll use it to continue to support Montgomery County's future leaders. It is now my pleasure to introduce Montgomery College's visionary president, Dr. Jermaine F. Williams. The college is in very good hands under his leadership.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Ooh.
All right.
All right, everybody's up now. Fantastic. Sorry about that. I hope that didn't resonate too negatively. Thank you, Mary Pat. Thank you so very much, and thank you to everyone who is here today. It's wonderful. It's an absolutely great day. It's so fantastic. I see the hands clapping just to see so many of our generous donors, scholarship donors gathered together. And it is equally amazing and meaningful to look out and see all the talented students who are here today. So before I say any other words, can we just give a round of applause for our students as well? Can we? And it's fantastic, and Mary Pat had very kind words about me, and I'm thankful for that. And it's just overjoyed. I'm overjoyed and humbled to have this role at a college that is so dedicated to students. and for individuals who are so supportive of our students. And earlier this morning, speaking of students, I see some familiar faces in the room. We've been here for a little while. Several of us actually celebrated the 10th anniversary of ACES, which is Achieving Collegiate Excellence and Success. And I'm really thankful, and I'll give a shout out. I saw her earlier for our program partners. And for those of you who don't know, the ACES program is a program that starts with students who are in one of 14 MCPS high schools, and then follows them to Montgomery College, and then on to USG, creating a fantastic pathway. And I want to thank the colleagues from our partner institutions who are here. I did see Dr. Ann Kademian. If she's still with us, thank you. Dr. Kademian, thank you. From USG, the executive director of USG. That's universities at Shady Grove. We have a lot of alphabet soup in higher education. So thank you for bearing with me. And of course, the interim superintendent of Montgomery County Public Schools, who is not with us today, but who is a supporter, Dr. Monique Felder. So thank you to her as well. ACES, as I mentioned, supports students who are most often underrepresented in college classrooms. And it does that, as I mentioned, with a unique approach by starting far before college actually occurs, right? ACES, when it is in its beginning, right? Those first few moments that students are involved in ACES is through our 14 of our area's high schools, and they're preparing students for the next step on their educational journey, right? And it is a remarkable program that touches the lives of many students and their families and our entire community. Our last speaker, Mary Pat, she knows this well, and she didn't share this, but I am going to share and uplift. In addition to establishing the college's first endowed scholarship for athletics, she and Darren, her partner, who is right beside her and is here today, thank you, Darren, have also been longtime generous donors, contributors of and to ACES. So thank you again, Mary Pat and Darren. Your generosity comes in many forms. I also want to thank Mrs. Catherine Leggett, who is here today, also representing, yes. Thank you, Mrs. Leggett, for being here, for your presence, and also thank you, as always, for representing our former county executive, Ike Leggett. Thank you so very much. You're both generous supporters of the college in so many ways as well. So thank you. I also want to express my own thanks to our hosts and the entire Montgomery College Foundation Board of Directors. If we can give them another round of applause. I know we already acknowledged them. You are true leaders and friends of the college in its deepest meaning. So thank you very much. Our students, our faculty, and our staff are deeply grateful for you and all that you do. Speaking of great supporters of the college, I want to acknowledge a few other people. So Dr. Michael Britnall, as a chair of our Board of Trustees, is here with us today. And Dr. Frida Lacey is also here. She is our first vice chair of the Board of Trustees at Montgomery College. And I believe Dr. Judy Daca is with us as well. She's also a member of the Board of Trustees. Dr. Daca. And I believe Trustee Omar Lazo is with us as well. And so thank you, Mr. Lazo, as well. Lastly, there's a lot of thanks. There's a reason why I'm here thanking people, right? Because of the level of importance and the community that it takes for us to actually advance our environment. And so I want to share, finally, thank some additional important people in this room. And those are our elected officials. And there are several elected officials here with us. I'm going to start with our county council president, Mr. Andrew Friedson is here with us. I saw Councilmember Lorianne Sales is with us today. Councilmember Sidney Katz. And Councilmember Dawn Ludke is with us as well. Any council members? All right, I saw everybody. And I was informed, and I believe he is here. I also want to acknowledge from our Montgomery delegation, Gabriel Acevedo has joined us, so I want to thank him as well. I didn't see him, but I do believe he is here, so thank you as well. Kind of full circle, right, back to our students, right? Our students are, so just... when I think about the word and the many words, just fortunate, so extremely fortunate to have, the culture of connection, the culture of amplification of, the individuals who I just mentioned. I could go on and on and on, and I won't go on and on and on, but I will share an additional thanks to some individuals who I see right now, and that's Miss Kimmy Dong and her husband, Dr. Long Nguyen. And so thank you very much. And they live in Virginia, and they came over here today, so we really appreciate that. And also with your nephew, Ken Nguyen. So thank you very much for joining, and thank you for your support and your incredible generosity. Many of you have been into our Student Services Center on the Rockville campus, and you are very familiar with the contributions of the Nguyen family. So thank you very much. And I will say, and I didn't see him, but I do believe he is here. We're honored to have in our presence former MC President, or President Emeritus, as we say, Dr. Hercules Pinckney, and his wife, Patricia, I do believe are with us today. All right, thank you, everybody. So, this is my third year, actually in my third year here at Montgomery College, and time has flown by. Third year, second scholarship luncheon, and my second chance to say thank you. Thank you to all of our donors for everything that you do. Your presence here today it sends a powerful message, right? A powerful and a lasting message. It reminds students that you believe in them and their capacity to unlock their potential. And I stand here also as a scholarship recipient, right? Someone who scholarships helped get him through his undergraduate career. So it does make a difference. I knew you knew it before I shared that, but I'm sharing with you as a product. It makes a difference in the lives of individuals. Over the past 2 years, we've accomplished a lot. We've created a vision for the college's highest aims. We refer to these, and people have heard these as our transformational aspirations, right? There's 3 of them. They're on access, completion, and post-completion success. And by access, we mean creating a college-going culture so that everyone who can benefit from post-secondary education is able to attend Montgomery College, right? By completion, it means ensuring that our credentials that lead to economic, social, and community impact. And post-completion success really is centered around students finding jobs that earn family-sustaining wages, right? Jobs and professions that lead to individual economic and social mobility that translate to intergenerational mobility. Access, completion, and post-completion success. In the past 2+ years, we've updated the college's mission to capture our refreshed version of our role, right? And when we think about our mission, Montgomery College is where students discover their passions and unlock their potential to transform lives, enrich the community, and change the world. Transform lives, enrich the community, and change the world, right? That is our mission. And this new focus joins student potential to social justice and community connection, right? While also driving our workforce and our economy. It's absolutely, unequivocally about advancing students' individual goals. Simultaneously, it's about enhancing the public good. Right. That's what higher education should be about. Creating connections, building an equitable society, and strengthening service. We pursue that in many ways at the college. One, I'm sorry, people probably saw it a little happening during the intermission. One is our Presidential Scholars Program. Right? And in a few minutes, you'll hear from one of our scholars. You'll hear from Carlos Scott, a proud member of our Presidential Scholars Program. Yeah. He will share with you how the college and the Presidential Scholars Program helped to transform his life. Carlos's educational journey has been a powerful one. For Carlos, access meant providing him with scholarship funds he needed to pursue his degree. Completion has meant being part of a community of his peers to strengthen his focus and resolve his commitment to finishing what he has started. And post-completion success, I'm not going to spoil it. I'll let Carlos tell you about post-completion success for him. But before doing so, I do want to share the purpose behind the creation of the Presidential Scholars Program. And the program is committed to a need that we have, a need that we shouldn't have, but a need that we have. It's committed to increasing the representation of men of color in high-wage, high-demand careers. And it's committed to that because we have some obscene gaps when it comes to looking at our men of color in high-wage, high-demand careers. The tight-knit group of scholars receives financial, social, emotional, and academic support, connections to network mentors, and access to internships and experiential learning opportunities, and I will say, has some great leadership. So we can give a round of applause for the PSP leadership. As I shared, the goal is to empower men of color to graduate and work in high-demand industries that provide family-sustaining wages. And this program is important, again, because we know there are equity gaps when it comes to completion and post-completion success. So what are we doing about it? Right? This is one of the things that we are doing about it. This is one of the things that you are doing about it, and you are helping us do about it. So we are grateful to the donors in this room who are already supporting this program, including today's two featured speakers, Ms. Angela Graham and Dr. Scott Royal. Thank you very much, both of whom represent not only individual commitment, but dedicated corporate support. So I want to thank both of them, and you'll hear from both of them later. On that note, now it won't be too much later, it is my pleasure to introduce you to one of the people who helped to create the Presidential Scholars Program. I see him going up. I'm like, it's a long walk, trust me. If you don't start, and who continues to be an amazing advocate for it, Dr. Scott Royal, President and CEO of Westat. Dr. Royal.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Thank you. So good afternoon, and thank you for having me here. I'm Scott Royal, and I'm the President and CEO of Westat. As with all of the scholarship donors in the room, I am grateful for the opportunity to make a difference in our community. At recognition events like this, many times we focus on those who donate. Yes, Westat is very proud to provide the funds for this really important program. And if you are a business leader here at Montgomery County, I encourage you to donate or to increase your donation to this program. We saw before where you can hit the button right on your program. However, the real heroes today are the scholarship awardees, the students. Many are first-generation college attendees. Many have tackled notable barriers to make education a priority. And all have had the courage to take this important first step. So it is with great pleasure and pride that I stand before you today amongst such esteemed guests to recognize and celebrate these students and the remarkable value of this program. I'd like to give them a hand. Thank you. As one of Rockville's largest employers, Westat is proud to be one of the inaugural business donors to the Presidential Scholars Program at Montgomery College. This partnership is not merely philanthropy. It is a testimony to our belief in the power of education to unlock doors of opportunity and pave the way for success for all students. Westat made this commitment because Montgomery College stands as a source of inspiration, offering flexible schedules, providing unique opportunities, and tirelessly meeting the evolving needs of our diverse community. The college also equips students with the tools they need not to just survive, but to thrive in an ever-changing world. At Westat, we firmly believe in the principles of equity and inclusion. We recognize that our success as a business is intricately linked to the strength of our workforce. And we understand that in order for us to succeed, our workforce must reflect the rich tapestry of our community and our country. Diversity isn't just a buzzword for us, it's one of our core values. We also understand that true innovation and growth stem from the diversity of ideas and perspectives, and that is why we're committed to supporting programs like the Presidential Scholars Program, which are instrumental in creating equitable pathways for students from various life experiences. You know, it's one thing to talk about diversity and inclusion within the confines of our own organization, but true change begins by building the pipeline for future talent. So by investing in education and eliminating barriers to advancement, we're not just shaping the future workforce, we are shaping the future of our community. Today, as we gather to celebrate all of us, let's also consider the value of a quality education and the importance of having the opportunity to attain an associate degree or certificate. The achievement of these bright young scholars will make now and in the future reaffirms the merit of all of our support. Thank you all. Yeah. It's now my pleasure to introduce the next speaker, fellow Presidential Scholars Program donor and PIC MC Foundation and board member, Ms. Angela Graham, who's the president and CEO of Quality Biological.
I'm honored to be standing before you today to celebrate your remarkable achievements, students. First and foremost, let me personally commend each of you for your unwavering commitment to excellence. The Presidential Scholars Program is not just about academic achievement. It speaks to three things. It's about intentional and deliberate action, dismantling barriers, and above all else, about realizing dreams. Each of you embody these principles, and your dedication inspires us all. So why does my company, Quality Biological, support this program? First and foremost, diversity and representation. It's very important to us. We recognize the urgent need to increase representation in high-wage, high-demand careers. The Presidential Scholars Program actively addresses this by fostering a diverse community of scholars. By supporting you, we contribute to a more inclusive workforce, one that reflects the rich diversity of our county. Secondly, individualized support. This program's commitment to individualized financial aid, academic support, and student services aligns perfectly with our values. We deeply believe that personalized assistance is the cornerstone of success. Just as we meticulously cultivate our laboratory cultures, we are fully invested in nurturing your growth and potential. Mentorship and networks. The connections you forge here extend far beyond these walls. Through internal and external mentors, you gain access to a network that transcends disciplines and industries. These relationships will shape your future, and we are thrilled to be a part of that journey. Most importantly, though, the Presidential Scholars Program addresses systemic racism. It boldly confronts this issue. It acknowledges historical inequities and actively seeks solutions. As a company, we believe in dismantling barriers and creating pathways for all. Your success is our collective success. So in closing, I ask and encourage all donors to find one additional sponsor for this program next year. We'd like to see more new donors in this luncheon next year, It is our opportunity to pay it forward for our shared future. And scholars, please remember this. Quality Biological celebrates your achievements, and we eagerly await the impact each of you will make. It's now my pleasure to introduce someone who is an education champion for Montgomery County residents and has been for many years. We're grateful for his leadership and commitment to the mission of the college. And Will, I was introducing you, and that's why Dr. Williams did not. So, wanted to make sure that you have an opportunity to speak. He has a connection to one of our next speakers. So, ladies and gentlemen, Councilmember Will Jawando.
Thank you, Angela. I really appreciate your leadership, and not only your leadership, the leadership of your father, Saul Graham. So much of this room is generational support, as we heard from some of our donors, and just thank you. And thank you, Eric, as well, in Westat. Thank you for all your work, Dr. Royal. It's really great to be here today. I chair the Education and Culture Committee for Montgomery College, and I will, it is for Montgomery College, but for all the education and culture in Montgomery County, for the Montgomery County Council. And I won't bury the lead. We're going to do our part, too. It's my intention that because we have such great partners with the college, they've submitted a budget request that is a very needed budget request, but it's also within our ability to pay. And so my intention with working with my colleagues, many of whom are here, I think we have a quorum, but this is not an official meeting, that we intend to fully fund Montgomery College's budget request. So. On top of that, as you mentioned, Dr. Williams mentioned he was a recipient of a scholarship. I was a recipient of a scholarship all the way from high school. I went to MCPS early on, then I went to St. John's College High School on a scholarship, then Catholic University on a scholarship, then Catholic University Law School on a scholarship. I have no doubt I would be not standing here today but for a scholarship. And there's many people in this room, including our scholars. So I know there's another county council person, a business owner, a president of a company. They're in this room, and what you all are doing is partnering with us in government to say, a scholarship really says, I say this every year because I love this event, it says you matter. It says you have value. It says we not only want you to succeed, but that we need you to succeed. And we're going to put our money where our mouth is and invest. And, you know, the United States of America, a long time ago, hundreds of years ago, when only white male landowners across the world were able to be formally educated, we started saying, hey, we're going to change that. We're going to educate everyone, K-12, and it started with men, and then people of color, and then women, and we've made progress over time. But we were the ones who innovated and said everyone has an opportunity to be educated. And we need to keep doing that innovation. Everyone should also be allowed to have post-secondary education. And what you're doing is helping make that happen. So to Mr. Hard and his family, and to all the donors, Mary Pat and Darren, are great friends and donors, thank you for what you're doing. Last thing I'll leave you with, I've spent a lot of my life working on education. And I worked on the U.S. Senate Health, Education, Labor, Pensions Committee as legislative counsel. I worked in the White House Domestic Policy Offices on education. I worked at the U.S. Department of Education. I chair the Education Committee for the County Council. I have seen many community colleges. Montgomery College is one of the best community colleges in the United States of America. So not only are you doing something that's kind and generous, you're making a smart investment in our county, in our students, in our community, because we are only as strong as the members of our community. And as you'll hear now from Carlos, the investment is sound. Please do it and do it more often. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Jawando. A few weeks ago, Scott Royal and I had the good fortune to have lunch with two scholars of the Presidential Scholars Program, Joshua Hayes, who you heard from earlier, and our next speaker, Carlos Scott. During our lunch, Scott and I were able to spend some time learning more about the program and his journey. What I found most rewarding was hearing how the Presidential Scholars Program has impacted the personal and academic journeys of both of these young men. Joshua shared his story earlier. Now we'll hear from Carlos.
Can we please get another round of applause for Ms. Graham, Will Jawando, Dr. Williams, everyone who spoke before me, please, another round of applause. I'm really happy to be here with everyone. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my 10-page resume to share. But yeah, it's great to meet everyone. I'm only here because of the accommodations you made for me. So, I'm Carlos Scott, former vice president of Phi Theta Kappa, former vice president of a young adults ministry club, and a Brothers Keeper for the Presidential Scholars Program. And what I've prepared for you today is akin to an essay that I wrote for this event. So please enjoy. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. A teaching from Miyamoto Musashi, a Japanese philosopher, about selflessness and serving something greater. My circumstances led me to not think only of myself, but to take care of others. I was born in Maryland and lived with my mom, and moved around quite a bit, with Silver Spring, Montgomery Village, Frederick, Gaithersburg being particularly special to me. Eventually, I graduated from Westat High School and went straight to Montgomery College. Needless to say, I was pretty used to drastic changes, but I was always drawn to healthcare because of taking care of my mother. I was immensely impacted by my mother's medical condition, fibromyalgia, a chronic disease that causes her nerves to be extremely sensitive, affecting her motor skills, her cognitive ability, and her senses. And the things that we take for granted are a trigger to her. It's my duty to take care of my family, and that includes taking care of my mother, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. My mom is here today, and I'd like to ask her to stand and be recognized. I'm so proud of all she has overcome on our journey together. I didn't choose the circumstances in my life, but I did choose my response. I had the opportunity to attend Montgomery College, and I took it. I decided to focus my education on STEM and learn what I could about healthcare. Eventually, cardiovascular sonography chose me. I acquired the skills for sonography naturally, and I hope to nurture, guide, and teach others by extension of that career. Sonographers work with doctors to help diagnose heart problems in patients through the use of imaging technology. It is a career that is in high demand because of an increasing elderly population and increasing feelings of stress amongst Americans. I'm devastated by how much stress strains our bodies, and it alone is tied to the leading causes of death, such as heart attack, stroke, and suicide. By investing in what I already have and refining my important skills in sonography, my career suits me like a glove. I'm being called to action, and it is leading me to combat a rising issue in our country. My time in MC has prepared me for my next step, to complete my Bachelor of Science degree in cardiovascular sonography at Nova Southeastern University in Florida. I've been accepted into the program, and I begin this summer. Playing to my strengths and accepting the call to action is how I became involved in the Presidential Scholars Program. I saw a program focused on building students up from their struggles and taking care of students holistically to reach a higher sense of self. It's a program committed to guiding minority students to express their true selves if they have a mask on. As a matter of fact, the sentiment of removing one's mask is a cornerstone of the annual Male Students of Color Conference, hosted by PSP, which presidential scholars, myself included, have the privilege to attend. It is a summit where minority students can learn from different mentors how to carefully tread the safari of life. A lot of speakers at the summit talk about humility. Will Jawando, who was in attendance as a Montgomery County Councilmember, specifically taught me to humble myself so that I have the opportunity to learn from others. I wanted to step forward and support the dream of the Presidential Scholars Program by accepting others for who they are and mastering the skills necessary to be a great leader and a great student. Without the Presidential Scholars Program, I would have never known I had a place amongst high achievers. I would not be heading to a university to complete my bachelor's and eventually have a career but eventually I'd have a career that fascinates me and allows me to help others. I would also not known that I'm valuable. As I reflect on the journey I've embarked on at Montgomery College and through the Presidential Scholars Program, I see how all my efforts coalesced into this moment, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity here to be representing the students of Montgomery College, and to acknowledge all those who make the Presidential Scholars Program possible. Your consistent support has given all of us a platform to speak and propel forward. The support I've received is invaluable. When I got my first scholarship from being with this Presidential Scholars Program, it was precious time given back to me because my mother didn't need to worry about money, school supplies, or food. Having my needs taken care of gave relief to my mother and saved me money for groceries and gas. The Presidential Scholars Program succeeded in its mission to take care of me holistically, so I strive to honor every opportunity I've been given. Presidential scholars are being encouraged and assisted to one day be on this pedestal, lead their communities, and share the stories of how they've grown. On behalf of all my brothers and peers here today, you are an inspiration for allowing this bond to happen. Thank you for lending your ear and opening your hearts to receive the different testimonies and lessons from today. Your receptivity and support are a testament to the healing power of connection and compassion. I have the privilege in my academic career to turn back and teach others the skills that I've learned and how to overcome adversity because of the love you guys gave us. The Carlos you see now would have never been here without the Presidential Scholars Program, and the Presidential Scholars Program would never have been the staple it is without the support of its donors and mentors. We make something greater than all of us once thought, and together we can build a world where everyone's voice is heard. Thank you.
Good.
So, I'm waiting for a certain incredible MC. But yeah, truly, thank you so much. Please welcome up Josh. Did it for all of us.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Carlos is awesome. The first person I saw in my Phi Theta Kappa meeting was Carlos's face. First PSP meeting that I went to, Presidential Scholars, Carlos was the first face that I saw. So it was great that his story is incredible. On behalf of Ms. Esmeralda and myself, as well as the Foundation Board of Directors, we hope that you donate, that you realize the impact that you've had on us as donors, that you understand that we appreciate you. Hopefully you can give more and give often. Please do so if you can. Just want to make sure that you leave here knowing that you've had a great impact on all of the students here. We really appreciate you. And got to make sure that I cover all my bases here. Give me a second. Your contributions are life-altering for people, and you're doing an incredible job. So please just, above all anything, when you leave here, know that, and make sure that you, just we have a great appreciation for you, and I articulate that on behalf of not only the board, of the foundation board, but myself and students that I represent. So thank you. Please feel free to actually continue your meal, your conversations. There are photographers around and you can take pictures. Please approach me if you have questions about my story and how MC has affected me as well as the students. I'm sure Carlos and everybody who spoke today will be around. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate you. Thank you.